What if I hold it for you? The double cheeseburger. 30% more meat than the McDonald's double cheeseburger. And only $1.
Get a thrill from the cheesiest with Kraft Mac and Cheese Spirals.
Cheese move!
Get a thrill from the cheesiest with Kraft Mac and Cheese Spirals.
Cheese move!
Real life is not just black and white. Colors aren't just reds and blues. They're full of wonderful shades and hues. In real life, colors blend. So why shouldn't your marker pen? Introducing Blendy Pens. Just insert 2 Blendy Pens into the fusion chamber. Give it a twist and like magic, you can create color fusion. Fuse yellow with green and get every color in between. Make crazy color blends. Even yellow to black, and it always goes back. There are 276 fusing combinations for thousands of color possibilities. Just think how many marker pens it would take to get all the colors Blendy Pens can make. You get 24 Blendy Pens and 12 color fusion chambers, plus 30 Blendy Art Oops-proof posters to color, with hidden surprises in every picture. We also include 50 Blendy Art stickers, plus the Blendy...
I remember those commercials. Those commercials were wild. I do not remember the Burger King one. The Burger King was mad gay, and I'm here for it. We should get more commercials like that. That was funny. What up, everybody? It's your boy, the Infinite Dragon here, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night. We were supposed to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, but because of the way the wording on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update stuff is, I kind of misunderstood it. The new set does come out today, but it comes out at 11 p.m. today, which is technically still today. So, of course, I, misread that. Anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching an archive stream, be sure to check me out live. Link is always in the description and down below, as well as a link to my Discord, which I will let you know what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, all of that good stuff. If you want to join the Discord and you're on Twitch, you can just say !Discord and get that. Let me say hi to everybody. Hello, Batra. Thank you for being first. Peace. Thank you so much for the lurk. Fibro, how you doing today? And hello, Life. Oh boy. All right, where we last left off on Fate, we've decided that Best Girl is not our enemy, and she's decided that we are also not her enemy temporarily. We'll see how long that lasts, though. We're going to, I think the plan is to go to school the next day, which I think may be the current day that we're on. I can't remember. And beat up Shinji, because Shinji sucks. All my homies hate Shinji. Getting the fucking robot, Shinji. Okay, no, wrong anime. If you're watching this from the last part, by the way, you should definitely hit the like button. It's free, and you'll forget to do so later. Please hit the like, but seriously, it helps out a lot. I don't know if anyone actually tells you what the like button does, but it promotes it on YouTube, and it circulates around more. It tells people that it's good, so other people will see it. So please hit the like button. And if you're new, subscribe. All right, that's it. That's enough shilling. I'm dreaming. Using a thin connected circuit like a blood vessel, I see a memory I can't reach. This was his memory. At least, it isn't mine. This is someone else's story. It's so long ago that he doesn't think about it. A memory so distant that he doesn't even try to recall it. A memory so old that he can't even remember it. They are the heavy shackles of a contract set in stone, unable to be changed or retracted. It's not like he wanted anything. Rather, he was the type of person who could not stand many things. He could not stand there was someone crying near him. He could not stand there was someone hurt near him. He could not stand that there was someone dying near him. That was the only reason. And for only that reason, he tried to save someone within view. It was so clumsy that it would make you nervous watching him. But he would accomplish it in the end and change many a fate. To that end, his life was full of blessedness. The awkward, inelegant battles he fought had meaning. For as much as he was hurt and stared down death, stared down death, he was equally able to save people. But there was one pitfall here. Everyone within view. You cannot wholly look upon yourself. So in the end, he was not able to save the most important person of all, himself. I don't know how it ended up like that. No, it should be the other way around. It was a wonder it didn't end up like that sooner. And so there was a terrible disaster. Many people died, and many more faced death. There was nothing he could alone do. With so many deaths and an inevitability before him, and an enemy spotted. Let me make contact. I should give you life after death. I would take compensation now. Yes, he made a contract with a mysterious thing known as the world, throwing away himself to save all those living here. The birth of a hero. That's it. There's nothing after that. Even if he is called a hero, it doesn't change what he does. From the start, his objective wasn't to become a hero. He merely needed a hero's power as part of the process. Even then, his ending came quickly. A savior is nothing but a nuisance to those who are not saved. He understands his powers and the extent of the world. He accepts there are those that he can save and he cannot save. And so he wanted those within sight to be happy at least. Others decried it as a hypocrisy. There are many who despised him for his narrow-mindedness. I don't think that's narrow-minded at all. He only has so much power to save people. There's going to be some people he can't save. That's how that works. Even then, the way that he silently pursued his ideals was something he should have been proud of. But in the end, he faced an uncompensated death as per the contract. And in the end, he reached that place. He had friends and a lover. But cornered by his ideal, he lost it all. No place to go. Carrying the voices of resentment with him, he continued to fight. He knew of his fate heading towards death, but he used that to try to perform the miracles that were beyond his capacity. But that comes to an end. He arrives at the Hill of Swords. The end of his battle came on a mount with rusted, ownerless blades. Alone after all. Even then, there was nothing to regret if he was able to save everyone within view. He smiles with satisfaction and lets go of the sword. My body feels heavy. I feel awful as I wake as I'm immediately assaulted by a headache that's really worded. I mutter while getting up. It's already past 6 a.m. I jump out of bed and change quickly. Uchini and Sakura have morning practice. They leave at 6:30 a.m., so I won't make it unless I hurry. After I see them off, I drink tea with Saber after breakfast. The morning goes by in a whirlwind, and before I know it, it's past 7 a.m. Did you tell her the plan? Did you not tell her the plan? The plan is for her to be... bruh. Well, I guess they're not planning to meet an enemy, but why would you be unprepared to meet an enemy when you're looking for the enemy? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. I wave goodbye to Saber and leave. The morning air is peaceful, but the school that I'm about to head to is completely different. I brace myself as I go down the hill. Tosaka is a right and proper master. I need to step up or I'll make a fool out of myself. You're clearly fucking up already. Like, even if you don't want to bring Saber to school, which I get, it will cause more problems than not. bringing her after the fact, or telling her to meet up at the school at 7, she should know where it is. She went there once, and even if not, she should be able to follow your energy trail or whatever. Like, come on, bro, do better. I greet my classmates as I get to my seat. Along the way, I make eye contact with an unexpected person, and I'm momentarily at a loss for words. It's either homegirl or Shinji. There he is. Are you serious? It's instinctive. I storm towards Shinji.
シンジ、お前。
やあ、エミヤ。どうしたんだよ。今朝は随分と物騒じゃないか。何？僕が休んでる時に何かあったの？
The way that his hair is drawn and sits on his head, it doesn't look like his hair reaches. It looks like he's got part of his head shaven. It's not like reaching all the way over, and it should.
何かあったじゃない。お前、三綴りに何をした？
三綴り？ああ、綾子ね。何でも家出してたらしいじゃん。僕も今朝道場で聞いたよ。昨日信徒の方で見つかったんだってね。
None of this is funny, but Shinji laughs. The look in his eye tells me he's delighted by mocking Mitsuzuri.
とぼけるな。三綴りと最後に会ったのはお前だろう。その時、あいつに何をしたかって聞いてるんだよ、俺は。
はあ？何をしたかって？ただの世間話。それよりさ、聞いたかいエミヤ。綾子のやつ、そこいらの路地裏に転がってたんだぜ。フラフラでさ、制服もボロボロだったって話さ。
What the fuck, man?
いや、何があったか知らないけどさ、ちょっと聞き捨てならないよな。普段から選ぶってるあいつがさ、どんな風に捨てられてたか興味あるよね。どうしたんだよ、そんな怖い顔して。冗談だよ、冗談。本気にするなって。それに綾子は保護されたんだろ。家で療養中だっけ。ま、あいつが帰ってくる頃には噂話も広まってるだろうから、何かとやりづらくなるだろうけど。
お前。
Hello, Mashkin. Yes, you did make it on time.
弓道部のみんなに話したっていうのか。
さあね。けどもう1年の間じゃ有名だぜ。伝言ゲームじゃないけど、昨日のうちからくるくる回ってたらしいからさ。
I can feel my fist clenching and clamp down on the urge I'm feeling. Did he go around telling everybody such a story? Mitsuzuri is a girl. Everyone knows she's strong, but even so, regardless of how strong she is, rumors like that have a way of eating away at anybody. Did he go around telling everybody knowing that? It's being kept from everybody for a reason, but he's deliberately spreading rumors about her.
シンジ、お前。
Fucking, I can't stand this dude. I grab his shoulders.
そう睨むなよ。僕は知らないって言ってるだろ。身勝手な思いつきで言いがかりをつけると後悔するよ、エミヤ。
Striking out of my grip, Shinji goes to his seat. The homeroom bell rings. I can't stay standing here. With a glance at Shinji, I'm forced to make my way back to my seat. The day ends. I'm pretty positive I stopped that. School's over and the student body heads home in waves. I could have further interrogated Shinji, but I don't have any kind of proof to corner him. Do you need proof? That motherfucker was like, oh, catch me if you can. Do you need proof? Even if he was in the woods, he more or less just admitted to it by not saying anything at all. Like, guilt by omission, I think that's the term for it. Like, technically that, by a logic fallacy, that's not true. But, this isn't a court of law. Like, you don't need proof in order to pin him down. Even if he was in the woods, I don't have anything that says he wasn't there. I don't have anything if he just says he wasn't there. Fair enough. You don't, but whatever. It's not certain whether he's a master or not. That's true. But there's no doubt that he has something to do with the incident of Mitsuzuri going missing. Well, I'm sure no master's going to allow me to do that. I stand from my desk. We already planned on meeting in the hall after school. I meet Tosaka and look around the whole school. According to her, there are several sigils that help set the bounded field throughout the school. Tosaka has already been erasing them for the past few days, but it seems that the new sigils are created from her keep coming back, preventing her from completely eliminating the bounded field.
結界自体はもう貼られちゃってるから、私がやってることは効力を弱めているだけよ。それでもやらないよりはマシだし、不完全なうちは相手だって結界を発動させないでしょ。
So she says.
登坂、聞きたいことがあるんだけど、いいか?
I call out after she eliminates the sigil hidden on the rooftop.
何？まだ屋上に違和感を感じるの？
いや、それとは別件。ここにはもうおかしなところはない。俺の方はここで打ち止めだ。
そう。なら生きている時刻はほとんど消せたかな。エミヤ君、魔力感知はできないくせに場所の異常には敏感なんだもの。まさかこんなに早く校舎内の時刻を消せるとは思わなかった。
Convenient. Tosaka's in a good mood. Well, I'm glad that I was able to be of help, but I don't feel up to it right now.
なあ、登坂。マスターってのは、マスターがわかるのか？その、サーバントは隠していても、ただいるだけで気配が変わるとか。
別にそんなことはないけど、そうね。何も細工しなければマスターの識別はできるでしょうね。マスターはもともと魔術師がなるものだから、魔力を探っていけば魔術師は見つけられる。加えてサーバントなんていう破格の使い魔と契約してるんだから。
So you're remembering from the last time that this is technically a mistake.
だから気がつかないけど、私だって魔力を残して歩いてる。魔術師が見たら一目で私がマスターだってわかるだろうし、私だってマスターを見れば識別できるんじゃないかな。
そうなのか。けど登坂、俺が魔術師だって知らなかっただろ。それはどういうことだよ。
何？それ言っていいの
？Tosaka's voice shifts. I have a bad feeling about this.
いや、いい。だいたい想像ついた、今。
賢明ね。まあそういうことよ。魔術師じゃなくても微力な魔力を持つ人はいる。魔術師はね、一定以上の魔力を帯びた者しか魔術師って認めないの。
Which means shouldn't there be exceptions to this?
けどそれじゃあ今の俺はどうなんだ？
それが全然変わらないのよね。まあ不完全な召喚だったっていうし、傷を治す以外はセイバーとのつながりは薄いんでしょうね。まあエミヤ君は特例だからそういうこともありでしょう。
Then Shinji isn't a master. Mistake. Even if I can't tell, Tosaka can identify a master just by looking at them. Then she'd be able to sense the lingering magical energy if Shinji is a master who formed a contract with a servant.
なんだ、マスター探しだなんて言うけど、その気になればすぐにでも見つけられるんじゃないか。強い魔力の残り顔をたどっていけばいいんだから。
そうでもないわよ。例えばの話、魔力を隠してしまう道具を持っていれば敵には悟られないもの。まあサーバントのデタラメな魔力を消せる道具なんて少ないでしょうから、そんなマスターはいないと思うけど。
じゃあもし遠坂の身近にいる人間がマスターでもそんな道具を持っていたらわからないってことか？
どうかな。ものによるけど、どんなに隠しても近くにいればわかると思う。サーバントと契約している以上、どうしても世界との摩擦は起きるから。身近にいてもマスターかどうかわからないってことは、そのマスターはサーバントを使っていないってことよ。まあ例外はあるかもしれないけど、9割方はそう考えて間違いないと思うわ。
Only she thought of the exception. We go back to the classroom. There weren't many clues we could find out about other masters, but Tosaka seemed satisfied that we were able to erase most of the sigils. She said something like the enemy won't be able to stand having their plans messed with so blatantly, so it won't be long before they give themselves away.
気が長いな。近いうちって言ってもどのくらい先かわからないだろ
そう、こんな結界を張るやつだもの。邪魔されて我慢できる性格じゃないわ。私の見立てでは明日よ。二度目は黙ってられない性格でしょ、こいつ。
そんなもんなのか。
そんなもんよ。さて、私は用事があるから先に帰るわ。明日の決戦に備えていろいろ買わなくちゃいけないし。それじゃあまた明日。それと今日は早めに帰りなさい。寄り道なんてしたらダメだからね。
We're not gonna do that.
なんだ、心配してくれるんだ、父さんが。
Not that it's bad advice or something. It's just I feel like we're not gonna do that. Like something's gonna happen and we're not gonna go home immediately.
違うわよ。協力関係になったんだから勝手に脱落されちゃ予定が狂うじゃない。今のはそれだけのちょっとした確認事項。
Adorable. She's babbling. But that contrasts with how she is normally just tells me how flustered she is. Yeah. I think I'm starting to really get a beat on her.
ともかくエミヤ君は無防備すぎるんだからあんまり軽率な行動はしないこと。私は例外で他の連中は即命を奪いに来るんだからね。
Tosaka looks away and tries to leave. Seeing her leave, I
父
suddenly
さんが今もアーチャーはそばにいるのか。
I asked something meaningless.
いるけど何？あいつに話でもあるの？
いや別に。父さんはうまくやってるのかなと思って。
Tosaka looks back at me and wonder at my sudden question. Then,
ははそういうこと。ええ、心配無用よ。あいつひねくれてるけどいいやつだもの。ああ見えても子供っぽいし、付き合っていく分には楽しいわ。
snickering, Tosaka disappears down the stairs. I'm still not over what happened to Mitsuzuri leading me to the archery range. It's set off from the other school buildings and looks empty. Club activities are over, so I don't think I'll find anybody here.
帰るか。
I turn around and head to the gate. Beyond that, on the way to the exit, Shinji Mato stands there as if to block my way. Well, I mean, at least we attempted to go home. we did make an attempt. I'll give him that much.
いや、今頃お帰りかい？最近は物騒だから、生徒は速やかに下校するんじゃなかったっけ？
Then what are you doing here? I don't have the confidence to stay calm facing Shinji here. So I try to ignore him and walk past.
友人に挨拶もできないぐらい疲れてるわけか。
Bro, I actually hate you.
まったく。樹木潰しなんて地味なことしてるからそうなるんだよ。
He sounds like he's grinning. Hearing that, I immediately jump back and brace myself.
樹木潰し。そんなことを言えるってことは、お前。
I keep myself on alert and glare at Shinji.
ああ、そういうこと。お前がしらみつぶしにしてくれた結界はさ、僕が仕掛けた保険なんだぜ。それをあんな風に消されちゃ、こっちは怖くて学校に来れなくなるじゃないか。
I see. So this is how naive I am. When I saw him in the woods, I knew he was a master, but didn't try to confirm me because I wasn't prepared for the truth.
待てって。そう構えないでよ、エミヤ。うるさい遠坂もいなくなったし、男同士ゆっくり話し合おうじゃない？知っての通り、喧嘩は嫌いなんだよ、僕は。
話し合う？俺とやり合う気はないっていうのか。
そんなのあるもんか。見たところ、エミヤもマスターなんてものに無理やりさせられたんだろ？僕もそれと同じでね。魔術師でもなければ戦う気もないっていうのにマスターにさせられたんだ。で、目下のところ誰とも戦わないで済む方法を探してる最中ってわけ。だからここでエミヤと争う気なんてないんだ。
そうかよ。じゃああの結界は何だ？ あんなものを仕掛けておいて戦う気はないっていうのか。
バカだな。あれは欲しいんだよ。学校には遠坂っていう根っからの魔術師がいるだろ。あいつはマスター同士の戦いに躊躇なんてしない。となると魔術師じゃないマスターとしては防護策を持っておかないとやっていけないじゃないか。あの結界はそれだけのものだよ。誰かに襲われない限り発動させることはない。
His story makes sense. I still don't know the details behind whether Shinji really is a master or not, or how he got to this point. But for now, I'll buy it. If Shinji says so, I should give him the benefit of the doubt. No, you shouldn't. But before that, what has Shinji done that makes you give him the benefit of the doubt? Benefit of the doubt. I need to solve this problem.
昨日のことか。あれは仕方がなかったんだ。僕のサーバントはじゃじゃ馬でね、放っておくと人を襲う。僕はマスターに選ばれただけの人間だ。遠坂みたいな本業じゃないんだから、言いつけを聞かせることも大変なんだよ。
じゃあ昨日の件はあくまで事故なんだな。お前のサーバントが勝手にやったことだと。
ああ、これからは気をつけるよ。僕も自分の住処で事件なんて起こしたくない。あいつには僕を守ることだけ徹底させるさ。
それは本当だな、シンジ。
ああ、嘘を言ってもしょうがないだろ。隠しておくこともできたのに、こうしてわざわざ告白してやったんだ。
I cannot stand
エ
Shinji.
ミヤ、僕のことを疑ってただろう。むやみに襲われたら行き着くところまで行くしかなくなるからさ、先にこうやって正体を明かしたんだ。僕は誰とも戦いたくはないからね。
I can't take what he says at full value. But if he really doesn't want But if he really does want to avoid fighting, everything would work out.
わかった、信じる。お前が何もしないんなら俺も手は出さない。それでいいんだな、シンジ。
いいね。エミヤにしては物分かりがいい。けどそれじゃあ困るんだ。こうやって話し合いに来たことをもう少し理解してくれないかな。
Shinji holds out his hand as if he wants to shake hands. So that means
僕に協力しないか、エミヤ。お前は知らないだろうけど、もともとマトウの家は魔術師の家系なんだ。まあ父の代でマドウは耐えていたけど、知識だけはまだ残っている。どうかな。素人のくせにマスターになった君にとっては頼りになる存在だろ。
The Matone line is a family of mages. Tosaka didn't say such a thing. No, she must have excluded him as an outsider if the blood died out just as Shinji said.
どう？遠坂に頼らなくても僕たちが手を組めば聖杯戦争ぐらい生き残れる。こんなの考えるまでもないと思うけど。
He holds out his hand. His proposal isn't wrong. It makes sense and it's an option. However,
シンジ、お前がマスターだってことをさくらは知ってるのか？
はあ？なんだ、本当に素人なんだな、エミヤ。いいかい？魔術師の家系は長男にしか秘技を伝えないんだ。長男以外の子供なんてただの予備に過ぎない。そんなのに魔術を伝える意味はないし、手間も惜しいんだよ。たく、あんなとろい女に窓を伝えるもんか。マトウの秘技を継いだのは僕だけだ。
I see. That's really good. Sakura isn't someone who should be involved in all this. I need her to be smiling and happy in life.
シンジ、お前が何もしないんなら俺もお前には何もしない。それで文句はないだろう。
そう。協力はできないってこと？
する必要なんかないだろう。お互い戦わないんなら 協力するもしないもない。自分の身を守りたいだけなら聖杯戦争が終わるまで教会に保護してもらえばいい。それぐらいのことは知ってるんだろう。
へえ、なんだよエミヤ。君もしかしてこの殺し合いに勝とうだなんて思ってるの？
I don't intend to die, nor do I want to murder anyone. But I'll fight anyone who attacks me, and I can't just ignore those who will try to bring disaster to our town. And...
殺し合いなんてするか。ただ俺は聖杯ってやつの正体を見極めなくちゃいけない。そのためには最後まで残るしかないだろう。
I turn away from Shinji, which is a terrible idea.
そうかい。あくまで戦うつもりか。まあ僕には関係のないことだけど、それならさくらを巻き込むような真似はしないよな、エミヤ。
そんなの当たり前だ。お前こそさくらには隠し通すんだろうな。
もちろん。けど兄貴としてさ、これから殺し合いを続けるってやつの家に妹は置いておけない。お前が戦うって言うんなら聖杯戦争が終わるまでさくらは家から出さない。それでいいよな、エミヤ。
He does have a point. As long as I'm fighting alongside Saber, the Emiya household is also dangerous.
わかった。さくらには俺の方から言っておく。それでいいな、シンジ。
オーケー。後輩思いの先輩で助かった。正直お前がいつさくらを人質にするかヒヤヒヤしてたからね。いや、これで当面の悩み事は解消されたよ。
話はこれで終わりだな。なら帰るぞ。
ああ、ご自由に。けど分かってるよな、エミヤ。ここで話したことは僕たちだけの秘密だぜ。こっちはエミヤを友人と見込んで秘密を打ち明けたんだ。それを人に話すようなことになったら僕だって何をするかわからない。
That must mean he'll activate the bounded field if I tell Tosaka about him.
ああ、黙ってる。けど遠坂が自分で見つける分には別だぞ。俺は遠坂にできる限り協力する。あいつがお前の正体を知ったら戦うことを止めない。そういうわけだから見つけられたくなかったらおとなしくしてるんだな。
I'm not gonna hide shit for you, but I'm not gonna help you either. I'll walk to the front of the gate for real this time. The school building is in sunset. Shinji sees me off without a word. God, I cannot stand Shinji. There are only two sets of shoes at the entrance. Fujini's heels and Saber's loafers. I'm worried, so I go to the living room without announcing that I'm home. Briskly, I make my way down to the hall. As expected, Sakura isn't in the living room. Instead, I spy someone that looks suspiciously like Fujini doing something that might be cooking in the kitchen.
あ、おかえりしろ。何驚いた顔しちゃって。なんかあったの？
She puts down what appears to be flour. If I didn't know any better, she looks like she's mixing something.
ああ、いや、驚いてるって言えば驚いた。いつもと何もかも違うから。
Actually, I don't remember how many years it's been since I last saw Fujini doing something like cooking.
いつもと違う？あ、そっか。さくらちゃんのことね。さくらちゃんなら帰ったわよ。お家の人から電話があって呼び戻されちゃった。
そうか。シンジのやつ、直接電話してきたのか。
He didn't need to worry, but I guess he wanted to take care of it as soon as possible.
シンジ君？まあいっか。
After tilting her head as if she's not satisfied, she goes back to what she was doing. It bothers me a bit. It's not completely dark yet, so... what do I do here? What do I do here? It's day 5, isn't it? Nope, it's day 6. Okay, this is actually what it actually says is a mix of answers. What it says is I'll go see how Sakura's doing before the sunset, but that's not what it says. The answers are I'll go see Sakura before the sunset and it's dinner time, and then the other one is the thing with Saber. So I think they just want me to go check out Saber. I'm pretty positive the choice doesn't matter, but we haven't hung out with Sakura at all, so. Yeah. I should go check on Sakura before the sun sets.
藤ね、ちょっと出てくる。どんな風の吹き回しだか知らないけど、夕飯の準備任せた。
はーい、いってらっしゃい。夕ご飯は美味しいカニ玉だからね。
Crab egg foo young. If she can make it, it sounds pretty decent. I like egg foo young. Crab egg foo young, huh? Well, I guess even Fujini should be able to make that. Why does she need flour? I head up the hill as the sun sets. As it's still winter, it's setting early. I need to hurry to go to the Mato household so I can check up on Sakura and just not bring Saber for some reason.
あれ、先輩、どうしたんですか？こんな時間に家に来るなんて。
いや、なんとなく近くまで寄ったから、ついでに。
ついでですか？わかりました。そういうことにしておきます。
My flustered state must have been funny as Sakura smiles. Her expression is genuine and it doesn't look like she's been harassed by Shinji.
さくら、本当に要件はないんだけど、シンジはどうしてる？今家にいるのか？
兄さんですか？いえ、今日はまだ帰ってきてないみたいですけど。
帰ってない？じゃあ誰がうちに電話したんだ？さくら、シンジに呼び戻されたんじゃないのか？
さあ、私は藤村先生におじいさまが待ってるからうちに帰りなさいって言われただけですから。 よくは。
I see. But it is true Shinji hasn't talked to Sakura at all. Shinji's her brother, after all. He would never involve such a good sister in this battle between masters. Yes, he would. He would kill her for a Kit Kat. And there's one thing I have to tell her so I don't involve her in this mess.
安心した。
先輩。
それでさくら、
急なんですけど。
しばらくの間だけど、手
しばらくの
伝いは遠慮してもらえないか？
お手伝いには行けそうにないんです。
We stare at each other blankly. 10 seconds pass with us just goofily staring at each other.
ちょっと残念ですけど、先輩からそう言ってもらえて助かりました。しばらくはうちにいて、夜は出歩くなって言われているんです。
そうだよな。最近物騒だし、もっと早くにそうするべきだった。じゃあ、さくら。はい。
しばらく先輩のお家に行くのは遠慮します。張り合いがなくなっちゃいますけど、我慢すればすぐ元通りですから。それまで、できれば弓道部の方に顔を出してくださいね、先輩。
Sakura bows and goes back into her house. I managed to make it back before dinner. I tell Saber, who is angrily waiting for me at the entrance, about what happened today and how we eliminated the bounded field at school, as well as Tosaka anticipating a counterattack tomorrow. I don't tell her about Shinji. Why? I don't want her to consider him an enemy until his true intentions are clear. Why? That makes no fucking sense. He is an enemy. Even if he has no intention of fighting you, she can't do anything unless you let her. So like that just makes no sense.
話は分かりました。では夕食にしましょうか、シロ。先ほどからタイガが食事の支度をして待っています。
She must be hungry, as Saber makes her way quickly to the living room.
そっか。藤姉の料理なんてガキの頃以来だな。
I'm half worried and half looking forward to it. Man, who would have imagined that it was going to turn into such a disaster? Okay, well, it's about to get fucked up, I guess. It's time for the long-awaited dinner. On the table, there's crab egg foo young that Fujini made for the three of us. It's a simple dish where there's rice in a bowl and one serving of omelet on top of it. It looks like there's yellow. I don't think that's what it. Like it's just. I guess it could be classed as an omelet, but that feels wrong to say. Like technically, a hot dog is a sandwich, but it feels wrong to say. Or how cereal is technically a soup. It just feels wrong. It looks like there's a yellow lid on the bowl, which doesn't really look that good. But it should make the rice taste better since it's in a bowl. It's like a cutlet rice bowl or tempura rice bowl. There's no way it can be bad because the topping flavor seeps into the rice evenly. The only downside is that the flavor would be rather mild and it's a luxurious problem to have.
じゃ、いただきます。
はい、いただきます。いただきます。
We all bow and start into our bowls, but there's not an ounce of softness in the egg foo young. In fact, the strange texture is almost like that of the main dish.
バカな事件発生。カニ玉丼が別の料理になってるよ。
This isn't an emergency or anything. This is more like an okonomiyaki over rice.
ねえ、なんでこうなっちゃったの？私ちゃんと聞いた通り作ったよ。
もしかして藤姉にこれ教えたの藤村組の若衆さん？
うん。おっきな卵焼き作るって言ったら小麦粉とかいろいろくれたの。
Oh, she needed it for the egg, of course. Yeah, right. I wish she realized her mistake at that point. Until now, I thought that being able to make an omelet was a basic function every human being was born with. No. Chad, can you make an omelet? A crab egg foo young is, they used the wrong young here, didn't they? It's young spelled Y-U-N-G, isn't it? As opposed to the young as in youth. A crab egg foo young is only really an advanced version of an omelet. It was my mistake to assume that Fujini couldn't mess something up like that. And that's right, Fujini can't even cook an omelet.
Shiro.
Then I hear a voice filled with disappointment coming from my side.
Saber.
I slowly turn to her.
Shiro, いくら私でもさすがにこれは食べにくい。
Thanks. It's hard to tell, but Saber seems mad. The nightmare of a dinner ends and it's time for a strategy meeting. But I've already reported to Saber about what happened today. Since it's likely that there'll be a battle tomorrow, we might as well prepare.
それでは今夜も外に出ることはないのですか、シロ。
なあ、セイバーには歯がゆいだろうけど、今はそれで我慢してくれ。むやみに戦う気はないし、何よりめったやたらに戦えるほど余裕がある状況じゃないだろう、俺たちは。
I'm inexperienced as a master, and Saber has a limit of how many times she can battle since I'm not able to provide her with any magical energy. Given her situation, it's not a good idea to be aimlessly looking around for masters.
わかりました。確かにシロの言い分には一理あります。積極的ではありませんが、勝利するためには細心の注意も必要ですから。ですが、戦う意志があるというのなら、無駄な時間は使えません。今夜はここに留まるというのであらば、その時間を鍛錬に使うべきです。
Saber stares at me. She doesn't even need to tell me. I brought Saber to this dojo with that in mind.
分かってる。セイバー、昨日のこと覚えてるか？俺が夜遅く帰ってきたら、たるんでるってことで手合わせしただろ？
No.
あれ、いい教訓になったんだ。勝てない奴には何をやっても勝てない。そんな初歩的なこと、セイバーと向き合うまで気づかなかった。そういった心構えの意味も含めて、セイバーと手合わせするのは大切だと思う。どのくらい効果があるかわからないけど、セイバーがその気になって相手をしてくれれば、俺も少しは生き延びることができるだろう。
では、シロ。
ああ、これからは時間に余裕がある限り鍛えてくれ。差し当たってはこれから寝るまで。
I take the bamboo sword on the wall. It's 8 p.m. There's still 4 hours until bedtime, so I'll train my heart out.
セイバー、ちょっと待った。
I stop Saber since I feel like my life's in danger. Because as Saber turns to me,
何か戦う心構えを鍛えたいということですので、私もシロの意気込みに応えてみたのですが。
she's gonna kill me.
さあ、鍛錬を始めましょう、シロ。まずはあなたの不明を打ちます。確かにシロはたるんでいますからね。今夜のようなことがないよう気を引き締めてもらわなければ。
I'm not sure how dull his instincts are if he felt killing intent immediately. So she is mad about dinner.
なんだそりゃ。あれはフジネーが悪いんだろう。それにセイバーだって文句言いながらちゃんと全部平らげて。
問答無用。それにシロ、意識を失う前に言っておきますが、あれはやむなくです。今後それを忘れぬように。
Super disappears. Bacon, eggs, and hams are not that hard, brother. You missed the context. The context was that he was literally not present to make dinner, so Fujini made the dinner, and her dinner sucked. How you doing, Rocket Pal? Rocket Pal, can you make an omelet? Yes. I'm sure if I actually took the time to learn how to make an omelet, I could do it. I don't know how to. But Shido said something like, I thought everybody came with the basic ability to make an omelet. I actually was a 4-star cook. Lies. I don't believe you. So I have to go through 4 hours of this brutal torture. Grudges over food sure are scary. You did literally ask her not to go easy on you. We were supposed to do Yu-Gi-Oh today, but it occurred to me that the fucking doesn't actually happen to tomorrow, which is why we're doing this today. But I'm more than happy to play this, because I like this route. I crawl into bed. My body is covered in bruises and pain relief patches, and I'm sure I'll be sore tomorrow. Really, that's an understatement. After training with Saber, I did my daily shirthing routine, so I'm tired both mentally and physically. Saber and Fujini are sleeping in a room nearby, but I don't even care right now. I'm just exhausted. I'll sleep for now and prepare for tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna come. Anyway. Dreaming? I must have dozed off. My body is asleep and I can't even lift a finger. Then, this has to be a dream. It's a dark night. There's a weird ringing in my ears. My legs are still asleep, but I'm walking down the hill. Come. It's cold. The wind is stabbing my cheeks. I must be in my pajamas and the rest of my body is ice cold. This is unusual for Fuyuki. It feels so cold that I ought to wake from this discomfort if it were a dream. Do you guys think he put his shoes on? I'll walk through the empty town. The ringing in my ears doesn't stop. Ignoring my shivering body, my feet are moving towards somewhere. I try to scream, but I notice that my throat is frozen. This isn't a dream. This can't be a dream. I still feel like I'm asleep. My limbs, they aren't following my orders, and they are walking as if manipulated by something. Oh, this is not where I thought we'd be. This must be the final destination. My feet move faster as they climb the stone steps. I honestly thought we were going to the school, not Ryoto Temple. Come on now. Come here, boy. Come here, boy! The ringing in my ears turns into a voice. No, that's wrong. The ringing hasn't changed at all. It's been repeating the same word over and over. Come here. It fills the inside of my skull as a female voice full of magical energy. I see the mountain gate. Something on the other side. And if I cross that gate, I won't come out alive. I don't know what it is, but my hazy mind screams for me to flee right now. Go back. Go back. Go back. Stop. You can still make it. Wake up right now and go back. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Just don't listen to the voice. I'm able to wake. My hazy thoughts become clear and my will finally returns. But it's too late. My limbs still don't obey me as they go through the mountain gate. The only certain thing is my mind. My body does not listen to me and walks into Ryoto Temple, not going against the voice. The temple is covered in darkness. And this understands something with an inhuman magical energy. Oh, it's Castor! The figure wavers like a heat haze. A dark shadow that reminds me of a grim reaper strips off the layers of darkness and... The figure turns into a magician that one would see in those old fairy tales. She sneers. You're the one who brought me here. It seems that my body is under her control. The feet that won't listen to me freeze at her command. My consciousness wavers. I can't move my own limbs at all despite my enemy appearing right before me. Yes, that is an enemy. There's no doubt or hesitation. That is a servant, a heroic spirit who excels most in magecraft out of all the 7 servants. I move my frozen throat with all my might and somehow manage to glare at my enemy. The cool voice is mocking me at the same time. I try to pour strength into my legs, but my body doesn't move at all. Damn, what the hell am I doing? I've been lured here, and on top of that, I can't move a muscle. I concentrate on my limbs with all my energy. Whatever trick this caster magician is robbing the freedom to control. Whatever trick this is, Caster's magecraft is robbing the freedom to control my body. Then if I can extract her magical energy... How did she manage to get us under her spell in the first place? We didn't make contact with her. I concentrate everything I have to search through my body. Caster's magical energy. It seeped into my body to take away my freedom from my limbs. I peer into my own body, but keep my eyes focused straight ahead. It's not that difficult if I stay calm. Every night I focus on finding the magical energy and circuit within me. I just have to repeat that and identify where Castor's poisoning me from. Even if I can't get it out of my body, I can focus it into my limbs so that I can move the other three. What even is this? Castor's magical energy isn't mixed within me. The only tainting element is one small point on my chest. Oh? Yet my whole body is aching abnormally. There's nothing wrong in my flowing blood. But the blood vessels themselves are screwed up. It's like my heart is locked up. Is the red spot on my chest Castor's magical energy? My body is completely stripped of its authority with just one word of a curse. So I was cursed by Castor in my sleep. Even if I was asleep, it should have been impossible for me to be captured by a magecraft that was activated so far away. Mages have resistance. It's the power to repel magecraft effects that hypnotize, bind, or coerce. You're not like that. I don't know why he thinks he's like that. He's not. He's never been like that. He never will be like that. As long as one is a mage, one cannot easily be manipulated by other mages. This was like this in the other timeline, so I'm really not surprised. It's a fundamental law. Mages have magic circuits. The circuits running through the body not only make magical energy, but they also have the ability to repel external magical energy. It's difficult to interfere with the bodily functions of someone who is working magic circuits, and it's hard to control even a mage several ranks below oneself. As the magic circuit repels external magical energy, the spell is destroyed before it can be completed. You have a specific problem in which the magic circuits just aren't working, I guess? But like, Ilya was able to do it pretty easily. He was able to get out of it by flooding his magic circuits with magical energy, but she still did it to him. For that reason, indirect magecraft that has those coercive or binding effects has low success rate. Even if target is not a mage, the magecraft can be repelled unconsciously if they have a magic circuit. In that regard, an intervention of just attacking them with magic energy like Tosaka does, where you can make a weapon in this world and attack after completing the spell, is the most efficient magecraft. Something that strikes physically works on other physical things. Regardless of whether or not someone has a circuit, you bleed if you're cut. That makes this something else entirely. I'm guessing if I were in close proximity, such a spell would work on me. If I had met Castor before somewhere and had a spell cast on me then, it follows that she could affect me from some distance. Did we meet There's no way we met Castor before, is there? Am I forgetting something? But I've never met Castor, nor do I recall having a curse cast on me. This is our first meeting. Without moving from here, Castor cast a spell all the way to my house and captured my body. The word witch pops into my head. She can control my body from more than a few kilometers away, which shouldn't be possible for both mages. But Castor can manipulate anybody in town without moving from here. My spirit weakens. As the magecraft is complete, there's no way for me to dispel it. I can't do anything unless Castor releases me or I get some outside help.
理解できて？あなたを縛っているのは私の魔力ではなく、魔術そのもの。一度成立した魔術は魔力という水では洗い流せない。液体と固体のようなものよ。形を得たものに水をかけても、その形は崩れないでしょ。
That's only true depending on what the solid is. The shadow gets closer. The bluish-purple robe melting into the night is sneering.
けれど例外もあるわ。
That's also only true depending on what the liquid is, because technically a really hot liquid could very easily destroy a fucking solid. Like lava is just going to destroy rock, right? That's very circumstantial. Anyway, I suppose there are exceptions.
例えばそうね。あなたたちが編み上げた魔術など、私にしてみれば泥の建造物に過ぎない。そんなもの かける水流が多く激しければ形になっていようと簡単に洗い流せる。
Alright, fine.
理解できて？私とあなたたちの違いはそういう次元の話なのよ。
Alright, fine.
それでわざわざこんなところまで呼びつけたわけか。
ええ、マスターたちは皆小物だけど、その中でもあなたは飛び抜けて力不足でしたから。
Rude. You didn't
何
tell
し
me
ろ
that.
町の人間たちと変わらない高魔力ですもの。そんなマスターを見つけたらこうして話をしたくなるのは当然でしょ。
You want to speak with me? She snickers. Demonstratively, she's the superior here, and I'm just the prey. A chill runs through me. She wants to speak to me. Yeah, right. No, she's just gonna kill me.
ほらまた誤解。安心なさい。殺してしまっては魔力を吸い上げられないわ。
You want my magical
この
energy?
町の人間は皆私のものですからね。殺さない程度に生かし続けて最後の一滴まで差し出してもらわないと。
Her laughter echoes in my ears. I feel as though a missing piece fits into my head. She say she's gonna drain the magical energy from everybody in this town? What the fuck was Assassin doing here?
お前無関係な人間に手を出したな。
あら、知らなかったの？あの小娘と手を組んだのだから当然知っているものと思っていたけど。そう、まだ知らなかったのね、あなた。
Pastor's lips curl into a delighted smile, as if she's thinking about how she will cook the prey that she's caught.
なら教えてあげる。私、キャスターのサーバントには陣地を作る権利があるのよ。魔術師は工房を持つものでしょ。それと同じよ。私はこの場所に神殿を作ってあなたたちから身を守る。幸いこの土地はサーバントにとって鬼門ですからね。陣地としては優れているし、何より魔力を集めやすい。初めはあまりにもあなたたちの魔力が少なくて加減がつかなかったけれど、今は程よく集められるわ。ほら見えるでしょ。この土地に溜まった数百人分の魔力の貯蔵、有象無象の人のかけらが。
じゃあ町で起きてる事件はお前が。
ええ、ここは私の神殿だと言ったでしょ。なら供物を捧げるのは下界でうごめく人間たちの使命ではなくて。
The unknown coma incidents are happening in this town. I think it was that many, but she said hundreds of people. If I look closely, and this whirl of magical energy in this temple looks as if it's made up of thousands of souls.
キャスター
Batra, are you here? Can you grab this guy? Put strength into my limbs, but there's no change, and Caster just stands there mocking me.
さあ、それでは話を済ませてしまいましょうか。あなたも
Thank you.
塗装しているのは退屈でしょ。
A voice whispers in my ear. At the same time, the enemy that I couldn't see until now fills my vision.
セイバーのマスター、あなたからはその令状をもらってあげるわ。セイバーは消すには惜しいサーバントですもの。彼女にはあの目障りなバーサーカーを倒してもらうとしましょう。
Caster raises her arm. A finger inches toward my arm.
霊視を奪うだと。
Is that possible? I think Tosaka said you need to put all the nerves in order to pull out all the nerves to take command spells.
そうよ。まずはその皮を剥いで、それから霊樹を私のマスターに移植する。
That's fucked up.
けれど霊樹は所有者の魔術回路と一体化しているでしょ。 霊女を剥奪するということは、あなたから神経を引き抜くということでもあるわ。
Actually, Caster speaks of something so horrifying as if it were small talk. Pull out my nerves. So she's going to rip out the nerves in my body? If she does that, I'll...
ええ、正常ではいられなくなるでしょうね。けれど安心なさい。命まで取りはしないから。
I desperately put strength into my limbs to the point that they might be getting dismembered, but nothing changes. My limbs don't move, and I'm like a prisoner about to be executed. A bewitching sneer. The fingers that glow ominously slowly reach out from my left hand like a crawling spider. How long has it taken her for her to notice something is wrong? She wakes from a strange premonition of a spider web that makes her way to the hallway. At first, she thinks that it might be coming from her master. The abnormality came from Shiro Amiya's room before snaking outside.
まったく、まだ魔術の鍛錬をしているのですか。
Sorry. Saber sighs, her golden hair swaying. It's good that he's enthusiastic, but his body won't last unless he rests. When she decides to go warn him, she realizes her own mistake. She confirms her suspicion and gasps. The abnormality isn't coming from Shido's room. Under the moonlight, a string, thin as her hair, runs through the darkness. A single string goes into Shido's room from the outside of the house. It's so thin that even the bounded field here didn't catch wind of it. Okay, I was wondering about that. There's no time. She transforms into an armored knight and swiftly heads out. Feet run through the quiet streets. Nothing will stop her. She knows where she must go. She only has to follow the string, the pulse of her master. All she can do is run as fast as she can. It makes no difference whether her destination is her enemy's territory nor how many death traps await her. She has sworn to protect her master. Anything that might come is negligible. The mountain contaminated with abundance of magical energy. Ghosts fly around in the sky like crows. And the leaves and the trees are covered in unseen blood. Within the collected magical energy resides these stripped down souls, and the stark mountainside will consume those that approach. If there is a place in the world where death is assured, this is unmistakably the perfect example. She enters without hesitation. Such things will not stop her. If this place is hell, then she has to save her master all the more. She runs up the stone stairs. The expected traps and obstacles do not manifest. The mountain gate is already in her sight. She should reach it within one more step of her magical energy-infused legs. But her advance ends. No, it is halted by an enemy. Well, there's Assassin. Atop the staircase landing, beneath the eaves of the mountain gate, there stands one servant. Alright, that answers my question about the assassin. Why is he here?
Like, did she already take... Did this caster already take the fucking, command spells of the assassin? Or is this two people working together?
There stands one servant. His name, Sasaki Kojiro. The assassin class servant, the protector of the Feito temple, wields the longsword and Monohoshi Zao. Jesus. Her mind in unrest, saber readies invisible air. That I'm sure, like, they're just using that as a name, but like, Yeah, I mean it's capitalized. They are using it as a name, but that's such like a non-sentence. Like air is invisible most of the time. Her master is now on the other side of the mountain gate, but the identity of the servant that stands before her is too much of an unknown. The way he revealed his identity with no hesitation does not take a stance in his hostility seems transparent, pure. She cannot grasp his strength from such a transparent offering. She can see his power as a servant. Assassin is not powerful, so it ought to be easy to maneuver and defeat him, but her instincts tell her otherwise. They tell her that in a duel she would not best him.
貴様に用はない。そこをどけ、アサシン。
Saber clamps down on her anxiety and glares at Assassin. There's only one step until she can strike the opponent. To move up or down. The moment one of them makes a move, the other will strike with a killing blow.
聞こえなかったのか。どけと言ったのだ、アサシン。
Her final warning. The long sword-wielding swordsman accepts with grace and poise.
そうか。この門を通りたいのだな、セイバー。
Her green eyes would but pierce his body for such a foolish question. It's like her reaction. The longsword weaves through the night in the arc.
ならば押し通れ。急がねば、お前の主人とやらの命はないぞ。
He laughs with the same cool, collected tone.
アサシン。
Saber steps up in reply. The longsword swiftly strikes and Saber's invisible blades intercedes. The sounds of clashing swords echo through the breezy mountaintop. Their skill seems equal. She has no advantage. Frustration builds. The enemy that she must defeat as quickly is actually skilled in a great hindrance. She grits her teeth and prays with all her might. In that moment, excessive thoughts beyond the duel seep into her skull. The battle does not end. The mountain gate is too far away. Caster extends her fingers. I try to fight back, but my body won't move. My limbs aren't responding, my senses are being taken away, and I'm sure she's going to off me.
さよなら坊や。悔やむのなら、その程度の力量でマスターになったことを悔やみなさい。
My body doesn't move at all and accepts the fingertip of death. I resist the urge to close my eyes and keep glaring at Caster with all my might.
あら、いい子ね。そういう頑張りは嫌いではありませんよ。
Caster snickers on my utmost resistance and puts my fingertips on my command spells. Even my free will is going numb. In my fading thoughts, I hear the sound of clashing swords from the temple gate behind me. What kind of miracle is this? I hear the sound of dozens of objects splitting the air, followed by numerous arrows piercing the ground in front of me. Caster instantly retreats, her black robe swirling in like a spitting top. There are arrows piercing the ground by her feet. 13 of them fire from the direction of the temple gate. They were probably fired in rapid succession, and Caster would have been struck center mass had there been one more in the volley. The one who fired stands there atop the gate. The knight in red then jumps down to ground level, his hands empty.
とうに命はないと思ったが、存外にしぶといのだな。
Archer moves to stand before me as if to protect me.
お前、なんで？
何？ただの通りがかりだ。あまり気にするな。 で、体はどうだ？キャスターの糸なら今ので立ったはずだが。
I check my hand. It moves. Our frozen limbs must have regained mobility from that earlier action.
動く。キャスターの呪縛は解けた。けど、
それは結構。あとは好きにしろ。と言いたいところだが、あれに殺されたくなければ、しばらくそこから動かぬことだ。あまり考えない。
Oops.
アーチャーですって？アサシンめ何をしていたの？
そら、見ての通り、八つ当たりを食らうことになる。女の劇場というのは、なかなかに凝しがたい。まったく、少しばかり手荒いことになりそうだ。
Archer laughs. I can't tell how serious he is.
さて、そう怒るなキャスター。アサシンならば、セイバーと対峙している。あの侍、何者かは知らんが、セイバーを押しとどめるとは、大した剣豪だ。むしろ褒めてやるべきではないか。
Even though he's facing an enemy, there's no tension in his voice or body language at all. Caster must have noticed that and regained her composure.
ふざけたことを。あなたを止められないようでは英雄などとは呼べない。あの男、剣豪を名乗らせるには実力不足です。
おう、その言いぶり。アサシンが自分の仲間だとでも言いたげだが、そうでなくてはこの状況に説明がつかん。一つの場所に二人のサーバントが今日構えるなどとな。
Sister stares at Archer silently. I can see her expression well beneath her hood, but she looks as if she's agitated.
アーチャー、今の本当か？アサシンとキャスターのマスターが協力し合ってるって。
ああ、門の外を守るアサシンと門の内に潜むキャスター、この両者が協力関係なのは明白だろう。マスター同士が協力し合うのも珍しいことではない。現にお前とリンとで手を結んでいる。
Oh yeah? What are you OEAing? That's right. Then there are two masters at the Rito temple? I've been doing research because I was curious. What are you talking about?
何を言い出すかと思えば、随分と的外れなことを言うのね、アーチャー。
Found out who Archer was? Well, don't tell me.
違ったか。参ったな。君たちが仲間だというのは。
Then I was right. She stole the command spells from a different
見当違い
master.
も甚だしいわ。仲間ですって？私があの犬と協力し合う？私の手駒に過ぎないあの男と
Her laugh is so out of place that the tense atmosphere disperses. Contrarily, Archer grits his teeth. Something finally comes out. It's not Caster's enmity or the swirl of magical energy surrounding the temple. For the first time since he came here, Archer is showing open hostility.
そうあなたの予感は正しいですよ、アーチャー。私のマスターは誰とも手を組んでなどいないし、アサシンのマスターも同じ。いいえ、そもそもアサシンにマスターなど存在しないのですからね。
Eh? Assassin doesn't have a master? What does that mean? Servants cannot exist without a master. That's not necessarily true. Weren't they supposed to disappear if they don't have a supply of magical energy?
キャスター、貴様、ルールを破ったな。
まさかルールを破ってなどいませんわ。だってサーバントを呼び出すのは魔術師でしょ。ならキャスターである私がサーバントを呼び出して何の不都合があるのです。
Ah, the witch in black robes proclaims with a sneer. So that means the assassin class servant at the temple gate is the heroic spirit summoned by Caster.
サーバントを操るサーバント
What a messy Holy Grail war.
なるほど。ならばこその架空の英雄か。
So let's just take a second to process all this, right? So in the original Fate timeline, Regardless of what's happening here, let's ignore that for now. We have Gilgamesh, which is the archer from the previous Holy Grail War. Sorry, Gilgamesh from the archer from the previous Holy Grail War. I don't know if I said that right the first time. And then we have Ilya, who literally is the Holy Grail. So the Holy Grail has now made itself a participant in the Holy Grail. Then in this fucking timeline, we have Castor, and Castor is a participant of the Holy Grail War by summoning Assassin. They can change classes? No. I just said archer from the previous Holy Grail War. In the original timeline, Archer dies, and then we find a different archer. And the different archer is the archer from the previous Holy Grail War. You saw the priest dude when we played this last time, right? The priest dude, that was the archer was his servant. Gilgamesh was his servant. The dude in the fucking gold armor, that guy. So in this here, Castor is a fucking mage, and she as a mage has summoned Assassin. Now the question is, does she just do that on her own, or is she a participant in the Holy Grail War as a servant and a master? I didn't know the gold armor dude was an archer. He had a fucking sword. To be fair, this archer has 2 swords. And the other dude had like billions of swords. Yeah, this is messy as fuck.
まっとうなマスターに呼び出されなかったアサシンは本来呼ばれるべき暗殺者以外のものをアサシンにしてしまった。それは構わん。元となる英霊が誰であろうと敵は倒すのみ。
I'm not sure about the bad end where Saber kills us, but basically what ended up happening there is that in the original timeline, Castor comes to us after killing her master. So after killing her master, she's going to Saber to team up with Saber to kill me, or our protagonist, and take our command spells, so that way she can be the master of Assassin and Saber, unless Assassin's already dead, but we don't know what happened to him in that timeline.
だが、それは貴様の独断ではないのか、キャスター。
聞きましょう。なぜそのような結論が出せるのです、アーチャー。
何？ただの直感だよ。マスターとは魔術師だ。その魔術師が自分より優れた魔術師を使い魔にした場合、そこにあるのはただの主従関係ではあるまい。マスターが自身より優れたキャスターを警戒するのは当然だ。私が貴様のマスターであるのなら魔女に自由など与えない。マスター本人ではなく貴様だけの手足となるサーバントの召喚など強化するはずがない。
それなりの知恵は働くようですね、アーチャー。いいわ。その賢さに免じて今の暴言は聞き流しましょう。
Snickers, though she watches Archer carefully. The only thing between them is enmity. They're about 7 meters apart. The charge that Archer showed at school, he should be able to slash Castor before she even flinches chanting an incantation. But she doesn't need to chant incantations, as we saw in the other timeline.
納得がいった。セイバーやランサー、ライダーは強力な対魔力を持っている。ここの男の高魔力など比べ物にならない。次元違いの対魔力だ。彼らにはあらゆる魔術が効きづらい。故に魔術師である君では彼らに太刀打ちできない。となれば策略に走るのは当然だったな。ルールを破り自らの手でアサシンのサーバントを呼ぶ。この土地に今日構え町の人間から魂を収集する。自らは戦わず町中に張った目で 戦況を把握する。これだけのことをするのだ。当然自分のマスターは拘束しているのだろうな。ここの間抜けなマスターのようにとっくに操り人形というわけだ。
I'm assuming that's also why Issei was always tired. Because earlier we saw that Issei was tired, he was sleeping, and he said he was sleeping all the time, and no matter how much he rested, he couldn't stop being tired. It's because she's literally sucking the soul out of him. She smiles silently. That sends a chill on my spine. She's not only collecting magical energy from the people in town, she's even using her own master as a tool, just like she did to me. I also started watching the show. Ryder's my favorite, hands down. No contest, he's the GOAT. Ryder is a girl. So which show are you watching? Now I'm confused. Hold on. Let me save real quick and I'll show you. This is Ryder. This is Ryder. That is. So I ask again, which show are you watching? What's the name of your fate? I think I'm watching the fate that's before this one. So I can't pull it up yet. Yeah, you're at work, aren't you? That was really funny. Ryder's a girl. What are you talking about? Caster is dangerous. She's not a pure threat like Berserker, but those who make the situation worse without showing themselves are always the most problematic in a war.
あなたは正しいわ、あーちゃん。けれど私があなたたちにかなわないというのは間違いよ。聖杯戦争に勝つことなんて簡単ですもの。私が手を尽くしているのは単にその後を考えているだけ。あなたたちを恐れて策を浪しているわけではないわ。
ほう。サーバントを倒すのはたやすいと言ったな、キャスター。逃げ回るだけが取り柄の魔女がよく言った。
言ったわ。ここなら私は誰よりも強いもの。バーサーカーやセイバーならいざ知らず、アーチャー程度ではかすり傷さえ負わせられないでしょう。それよりあなたの方こそ逃げる算段を立てなさい。一度目は許した。けれど二度目はなくてよ。私を魔女と呼んだ者には相応の罰を与えます。
But okay. Caster's robe distorts. The magical energy in the air becomes a dense fog covering Caster's body. With that in front of him,
面白い。かすり傷さえ負わぬと言ったな。
though he's barely audible, Archer sounds amused.
あなたでは私に触れることさえできないでしょう。
The Black Shadow responds. The Knight in Red laughs.
では一撃だけ。それで無理なら、あとはセイバーに任せよ
う。So far, this Archer is my favorite. I do like Berserker, but Berserker doesn't really have a personality. I just like that he's a Berserker. He flies like a squall toward the black shadow. The red shadow runs. I don't know when he got them, but in Archer's hands are the weapons. Twin swords. He does not allow any time for chanting incantations. Archer closes in on Castor before she can extend her arm. He slashes her in half with those twin blades. The robe, cut in half, scatters in the wind. Archer seems disappointed standing in front of the remains of an enemy he just defeated so easily. It looked disappointing. She talks so big, yet she lost without even attacking him once. Anyone would feel let down. Archer is still gripping the twin swords. Red Knight. The black and white short swords are magnificent to behold. Strange. My eye really keeps getting drawn to them. I'm not complaining. It's just, I don't think this is even going to sound like a complaint, because I'm not complaining. At this point, shouldn't Archer just be our thing? Our servant? Like, Saber's cool, but like, I already vibed with Archer to begin with. Those twin swords. They must be great swords with history, but I don't feel any malice from them. Global phantasms are supposed to be fantastic weapons, so it only makes sense that they'd be beautifully crafted. If Saber's swords was visible, I'd have to imagine it'd likewise be majestic. These swords, however, are different. A sword with the clear purpose of defeating opponents. A sword that was made to leave a mark on history. A sword forged to surpass the skill and craft of another. A sword intended to do some great deed. These blades have none of that. They're nothing like a blade with the famed story or magical lineage. To give the Kratos vibe, they do look like the Blades of Chaos in terms of shape. There's also the fact that we're sharing memories with Archer, which I was under the impression that we could only do that with our servant. So that's interesting. If anything, it seemed like they were made because someone just wanted to. There's something raw about them, unalloyed even. Made like the creator questioned their own significance. That's what I think those are. What I'm confused on is that I've watched Man-at-Arms enough times to know like how shit is supposed to look. How the fuck did they get the hexagonal pattern on the blade? Like, how did they do that? That's what I want to know. Like, I know the answer in this case is just, it's anime. Let it be. But, like, how the fuck? Mirrored swords, without vanity. Like, the only way I can think of is to get the hexagonal pattern on there was to be, like, the way that the metal was folded, and I don't know how that works. Black and white, a swordsmith's awkward representation of yin and yang. I stand captivated. Because I feel like the way they are is beautiful. Castor's slashed body disappears. After seeing it off, the moment Archer looks like he's going to put his weapons away, Castor's voice echoes throughout the desolate temple. Archer leaps. The barrage from earlier is mirrored. Bullets of light come flying towards the sky to pierce Archer, and Archer repels them with his twin swords. No. This is different from before. The ground is burnt red. The magical energy compressed within one of those lights is at least 3 times greater than my full capacity. To be fair, that's not a lot. I'm sure even Archer would have half his body blown away if he took a direct hit. He'd be just like Castor earlier. Cool shot. I look up at the sky. The moon is invisible, veiled behind a sea of dark clouds. In the middle of that, the black mage floats as if she reigns over the heavens.
どちらにせよ、この境内ならば魔法の真似事さえ可能ということか。見直したよ、キャスター。いや、大口を叩くだけはある。
While looking up at Caster, Archer adjusts his grip with his twin swords.
そうですか。私は見下げ果てたわ、アーチャー。使えると思って試してみたけど、結果がこれではアサシン以下よ。
耳に痛いな。次があるのならもう少し気を利かせるが。
I love him so much. He's so cool. Oh, that's sick.
まさか。
Well, we already know what the thumbnail is.
愚か者に次などありません。あなたはここで消えなさい、アーチャー。
Archer becomes a streak. He takes off at full speed to get clear of Caster and this place.
逃げ切れると思って。
Caster's staff moves. The moment it points at Archer, something absurd flashes before my eyes. No one can hear me say no way. Caster's attack is like a deluge of rain. The light that streaks down is like a bombing raid. Each spell is a death blow, and Caster rains them down uninhibited. I may be green at this, but even I can tell how off the charts this magecraft is. This is more like grand magecraft. Something like that requires a magical circle and at a 10 count instant contract. An incantation of at least 10 lines. Because grand magic is powerful, it requires more time to cast it. The normal mage would take a minute to cast such magecraft. Even a mage that uses high speed incantation would take 30 seconds. She did it in an instant. She didn't even need an incantation and just pointed her staff, and she's using it continuously. Can't even think of anyone who could compare.
A ランクの魔術をここまで連発するとは、よほど魔力を溜め込んだな。
He must have decided that he can't avoid them anymore, and as Archer springs while deflecting them with his twin swords. Archer makes for the exit, but can change his course halfway there as if he remembered something. Archer charges toward me with a fierce look. That makes me realize the place I'm standing is no longer safe. I'm already in the range of the rain and light. Archer makes toward me. The moment I try to jump back to avoid him, my body is flying through the air. I try to shake him off reflexively. You gotta be shitting me. Archer's now carrying me? This is really gay. You should kiss. Archer must wind up, as his words make no sense. But even though he saved me, I can't graciously accept. You can't though. No more than that, I can't bear being a hindrance to him. No more than that, sir. Archer should have been able to escape now if it was just himself, but the exit is farther now that he saved me. Archer running around the temple must be an easy target for Caster, who is above us. Then Archer drop kicks me. I tumble onto the ground. He must have kicked me hard as I flew at least 5 meters. I endure the pain and get up. Archer is still. The rain of light bullets has also stopped. All that remains is the feeling of cold that hurts my ears. I finally get my bearings. Ooh! Ooh! The very air around Archer has frozen.
気分はどうかしら、アーチャー。いかに三騎士といえど、 空間そのものを固定化されていては動けないのではなくて
She pointed and said Zawardo. Caster's triumphant voice. Archer must not be able to talk. It's like time has stopped for him.
どうやらこれで爪のようね。外にはセーバーもいることですし、これ以上あなたにかける時間はないわ。どこの英雄だったかは知らないけど、これでお別れよ、あっちゃ。
She stopped Star Archer. Platinum Archer? One of them. But this is when we find out that Archer can move and to stop time. Caster raises her left hand. From that hand, the light bullet of instant death is dropped. But right before that, Archer murmurs something.
何かしら、あっちゃ。命乞いなら聞いてあげても。
と言ったのだ、キャスター。
His tone is filled with irritation. I try to make out what he's saying and...
たわけ。かわせと言ったのだ、キャスター
Archer leaps away. He must have broken the frozen space with force. With the sound of breaking glass, Archer flashes out of sight.
何よ、バカな。
Distracted by Archer's angry shout, Caster is baffled. And then to either side of her, a flash of black and white converge on her. Caster's robe tears. She must have been given enough of a warning from Archer's shout and narrowly escapes the attack. Why did he warn her at all? It should not need explaining, but it is as Archer's blades that fly by. It was an instant. Archer threw the twin swords to either side when he kicked me and got caught in the freezing spell. The blades boomeranged through the sky and made an arc back toward Caster.
さすがアーチャーってところか。って、あいつどこに
I'm left speechless. Caster too. The Red Knight leaps back into view and calls checkmate. He kneels on the ground and aims his bow toward the sky. His target, Caster. And the arrow he has knocked is the same magical blade that he shot at Berserker.
I am the bone of my soul.
Archer's voice shakes the air. Caster weaves an urgent incantation, but having clearly anticipated that, held the bog. Alright. Google Senpai. I know that weapon name. I think I just know it from Final Fantasy. No, I know this is I know this name. This is the fuck. Let me see if I can find it in the thing before I say it. But I think it's from SMT. Caldebug also spoke. Okay, is the sword from Fergus MacRoig, from the Illustrious Cycle in Irish mythology. I think. Caldebog is thought to be the source or analog of King Arthur's sword Excalibur, which is early Welsh of the what? Arthur associated with the King of Ulster, Fergus Mac Leda, implying the relationship between the two legends. The sword was said to make a circle of a rainbow-like arcs each time it was swung, along with having the power to slice the tops of hills and slaughter an entire host. I don't know what that means. Stop reading that. I'm reading this off the SMT page. You're fine. I also have done this for everybody. It's not that big a deal. Caldebug is a weapon from the main protagonist Junpei Iori. That's why I know. Caldebug is a weapon that Junpei has. Archer shoots the arrow. That's what it looks like on the Wikipedia page. Was that his noble phantasm? The released arrow twists space itself. Caster's moan fills the air. Ayo? The tornado-like arrow easily penetrated Caster's defense. Most likely, guessing from the distortion, I bet Caster would have been twisted along with space itself had she not teleported. Even then, Caster's still alive. The black robe has scattered, and the body underneath the robe has numerous cuts. Caster is using all her magical energy to regenerate, but I'm sure she would have died instantly without a chance to heal had it been a direct hit. Yeah, Archer's shot did not land a direct hit. The arrow was released into an empty space away from Caster, and a barrier of protection was destroyed from the aftermath. The arrow missed. No, that's wrong. He didn't miss. He deliberately did not hit her. I don't know what his intentions are. Though he had the chance to finish her off, for whatever reason, Archer let her go. Stillness returns to the temple. Archer remains in front of me while Caster floats down, glaring at Archer all the while. The last attack must have taken a lot out of him, as I can sense Archer's magical energy is low. What the fuck is Tosaka? That goes for Caster as well. Although it missed, Archer's attack scraped most of Caster's body and magical energy. Even if there was a big pool of magical energy here, it's useless if Caster's too injured to collect. Caster lands dispirited. She seems to have managed to reform her body, but she's running on empty inside. It shouldn't be impossible to continue fighting. Caster stares at us while breathing heavily. For some reason, she seems to be comparing the both of us.
Yeah,
why didn't you kill her? The demoralization in her voice is the demoralization is in her voice as well. Archer shrugs as if to say it should be obvious.
いや、試すのは一撃だけと言っただろう。初めの一撃はかわされたからな。その後はただのおまけだ。なんだ。それともまさか約束を違えても当てて欲しかったのか？
Huh? He's crazy.
では、私を殺す気はなかったと？
Did I miss something? Huh?
つい挑発に乗っただけだ。私の目的はそこの男にあったからな。他のサーバントと戦うなど予定にはなかった。
Oh. He's also fair. He's fair probably to a fault though. Although so is Tosaka, but I like both of them for that. He really didn't seem to come here with any hostility at first.
そう。どうやら私と戦いに来たというわけではなかったよね、アーチャー。ああ、そこの男が腰抜けなのと同じでね。不必要な戦いは避けるのが主義だ。剣を取るときは必勝の好機であり、必殺を誓ったときのみだ。意味のない殺生は苦手でな。
I don't know what's so funny, but Cassie gives a hearty laugh.
そう。ならあなたたちは似た者同士ということ？
は
We reply in unison. Similar, me and that guy? What makes her say that?
違うのかしら。あなたたちは無益な殺生が嫌なのでしょ？そこの坊やは私のような無関係な人間を糧にするサーバントが許せない。あなたは無意味な殺戮は好まない。ほら、全く同じじゃない。だから手を組んでいるのではなくて？
どうしてそんなふざけた結論になる？お前目が腐ってるぞ。誰がこんなやつと一緒なもんか。
同感だ。平和主義者なのは同じだが、根本が大きく異なる。厄介事は早めに片付けるのが私の方針だ。
Then you should have won.
この男のようにいつまでも悩んだりはしない。
何が平和主義者だ。俺は忘れてないぞ。 お前はバーサーカーと一緒にセイバーを狙ったんだ。セイバー一人に戦わせて自分は安全なところにいたく
He's
せ
a
に。
fucking archer.
仕方なかろう。あの時はまだ共闘関係
It
がなかっ
is what it is.
た。セイバーの安全よりバーサーカーを倒すことが優先されただけだ。それとも何か目に映るもの全てを助けろなどというのではあるまいな。ならばバーサーカーとて倒す対象にはならないか。
We glare at each other. Man, I really don't get along with this guy. So this is another funny archetype that I don't know if I have enough examples to make a podcast episode on, but it's another funny example of we're so alike we hate each other. I think the literal only example that I can think of besides this is Naruto. I can't think of anything else like that. Nope, can't think of a single one. I also don't know if that trope has a name. Why does everything he says get on my nerves? Meanwhile, Caster's laugh is even more amused as she looks between us.
気に入ったわ。あなたたちは力もそのあり方も希少よ。敵に回してしまうのは惜しい。
Huh? My head tilts in confusion. Archer looks away from me and glares at Caster.
ちょっと待て。何が言いたいんだ、お前。
わからない？私と手を組みなさいと言っているのよ。私なら今のパートナーより優れたものを用意できるわ。坊やにはセイバー以上のサーバントを。アーチャーは今のマスターより優れた魔術師と契約できる。
My mind grinds to a halt. I question her sanity and her seriousness.
悪い話ではないはずよ。私にはこの戦いを終わらせる用意がある。言ったでしょ？勝つことなんてたやすいと。どう？生き残りたいのなら私に従うべきじゃなくて？
Well, we can't just accept that. There's not even an option here. I decided to fight to stop those who involved from innocent people. As such, I can't accept the offer of someone like her.
断る。俺はお前みたいな魔女とは手を組まない。
That's all there is to it. It should be obvious where I stand. I can't ally myself with the servant, nor can I betray those I'm already partnered with. I'm going to fight alongside Saber and Archer, who would also never betray Tosaka. Right? Right? This guy, he's hesitating.
おい、あーちゃん、お前。
拒否する。君の力を借りる理由がない。それ以前に君の陣営はいささか戦力不足だ。いかに勢力を伸ばそうとバーサーカー一人に及ばない。まだ組みするほどの条件ではないな。
I sigh with relief. I had a bad feeling, but he's not like that. I hate him, but he's firm on his beliefs.
そう。交渉は決裂ということ。
そうだ。だがここで君と戦う気はない。この場に居合わせたのは私の独断でね。マスターの命令ではないから君を撃つ理由はない。ここは痛み分けということで手を打たないか。
I doubt my own ears. Did he just say that he's going to let Caster go? He already didn't kill her. I don't know how you didn't come to this
意
conclusion.
外ね。あなたのマスターは私を追っていたでしょ？なのにあなたは私を見逃すというの？
ああ、お前がここで何人殺そうが知らん。それは
No, that's gonna piss
私には預か
Shiro
り知ら
off.
ぬことだ。
あら、ひどい男。毒は使いようということ？
私のマスターはマスター殺しに精力的でなくてね。その分お前が他のマスターを潰してくれるのなら何かと助かる。この戦いの決着はその後でも遅くは。
I guess that's smart on his part. Hold on, Caster. Caster seems to accept the Archer's proposal as she turns around. I run to Caster as she moves to vanish, but Archer stops me.
バカカキ様、追えば確実に死ぬぞ。
He says indifferent. Though true, his words make me feel so furious I make myself nauseous. Stop. Caster's black gown flutters in the wind and disappears like magic. She's gone. Only Archer and I remain on the temple grounds. Seeing him gets on my nerves. He saved me twice today. Caster would have taken my command spells if it weren't for him, and I'm sure I would have died from that deluge of light. But this is different. I can't forgive him for letting Caster go.
アーチャー、なんでキャスターを逃がした？
戦う時ではなかったからだ。ここで切り伏せたところで、あれはすぐさま逃げおせただろう。今の空間転移、見逃したわけではあるまい。
That's true. We wouldn't be able to capture if she really wanted to get away, and on top of that, this temple is Caster's territory. She's a witch. Even if she was weakened, I'm sure she had at least one or two tricks up her sleeve.
理解できたらしいな。キャスターを倒すのならマスターが先なのだ。いかに空間を飛んで逃れようが、よりしろであるマスターが倒されればキャスターとて消えざるを得ないからな。
Going for the master and not the servant. That is the safest and most sure approach in this Holy Grail war.
それは分かってる。けど、だからって見逃すのか。街で起きてる事件は全部あいつの仕業なんだろう。キャスターを止めない限り犠牲者は出続ける。俺はそんなのを放っておくなんてできない。
なぜ？お前自身が傷つくことではあるまい。むしろ奴にはこのまま続けてもらいたいぐらいだ。
You're gonna have to explain your reasoning here, buddy. This doesn't make sense to me.
人々から正気を吸い上げ、その力でバーサーカーを倒す。私たちはその後でキャスターを倒せばいい。
Okay, you're trying to play a long
キ
game.
ャスターは倒せるが、バーサーカーには及ばないのでな。バーサーカーを倒すまでキャスターには好きにさせておくさ。
He's trying to play a long game, which I respect, but my face heats up. Blood rushes to my head and I want to punch him.
ふざけるな。遠坂、そんな方針は取らない。
So where he says it was his idea? Her idea, rather?
だからこそキャスターには手早くことを済ませてほしいものだ。リンがキャスターに追いつけば対決は避けられない。その前にキャスターがバーサーカーを退治してくれれば理想的だ。何人犠牲になるかは知らんが、それでバーサーカーが倒せるのならば安いものだろう。人間など結局は死ぬ生き物。誰にどう殺されようが結
She's
果
also
的には
not
変わる。
killing anyone, I don't think.
キャスターも手ぬるい。いっそ魔力だけでなく命まで奪ってしまえばよいもの。街中の人間が死に絶えれば少しは戦いやすくなる。私のマスターも根は甘いからな。そうなればもはやなりふりなどに構ってはいられまい。
The Red Knight smiles dryly. He sounds amused. He feels the people living here are in the way. He's saying the same things as Caster.
ああ、お前も知っての通り、リンは形式にこだわるタイプでね。魔術師としては申し分ないが、マスターとしては汚さに欠ける。そうだな。彼女がキャスターのようになってくれれば、私もここまで苦労はしないのだが。
お前
I punch Archer's face. Well, I punch in the general direction and he easily avoids it.
何をする？私たちは協力関係ではなかったか？
ふざけるな。俺はお前とは違う。勝つために、結果のために周りを犠牲にするなんて、そんなこと絶対にするものか。
それは私も同じだ、エミヤシロ。だが、全ての人間を救うことはできまい。例えば、キャスターが聖杯を手に入れてしまえば、被害はこの町だけにとどまるまい。それは、イリアスフィールも他のマスターも同じだ。聖杯を私利私欲で使わぬマスターは、私が知る限り、お前とリンだけだからな。故に、私たちが勝利しなければ、被害はさらに大きくなる。ならば、この町の人間には犠牲になってもらい、私たちの役に立ってもらうしかあるまい。
That is not true, but I understand his logic.
のなら、お前の方針と同じだろうさ。
I feel dumb. He doesn't need to explain it. I can't save everyone. Kizuko always said that. So I should be over it, but it's just the way that he says it just pisses me off.
無関係な人間を巻き込みたくないと言ったな。ならば認めろ。一人も殺さない。などという方法では、結局誰も救えない。キャスターの言う通り、残念ながら私たちは似た者同士だ。犠牲者を出したくないというのなら、協力し合うしかあるまい。
違う。俺はお前なんかとは組まない。お前
Now
なんて
he's just being stubborn. Which in this case I can understand. This one's not him being.
そうか。お前が信じたものは、リンだけだったな。
He looks sad. I turn my back to Archer. I'm different than them. I can't let Caster be, so there's only one course of action.
まさか、キャスターを追うつもりか？
I ignore him and start walking. My destination is inside the temple. This is Caster's territory, then her workshop is inside the temple.
信じられんな。お前一人ではキャスターにかなうべくもない。命が惜しいのなら、やめておけ。
Archer follows, complaining the entire way. My nigga.
まったく。せっかく助けてやった命を無駄にするのか。
Where the fuck is Saber? She's still fighting assassin?
それは構わんが。せめて感謝の一言でも残したらどうだ。先ほどの女性は私なりの行為だったのだがね。命の恩人とまではいかないが、視線を共にくぐり抜けた友人ぐらいにはありがたがってほしいものだ。
Man, he really gets on my nerves.
うるさい。誰がお前なんかに友情を感じるもんか。いいからさっさと遠坂のところに帰れ。頼まれたってお前の手助けなんていらないんだから。
But you need Saber's help. Why the fuck are you walking around without her? I turn away and head towards the temple without looking back for for good this time, sorry. There.
懐かれなくて何よりだ。
I feel a chilling premonition of death.
何？
Before I can fully manage to leap out of the way. Archer brings a sword down on me. He cuts me at the shoulder. My blood comes pouring out, and I feel like I'll pass out the moment my focus wavers. So he's being rough, which makes sense. If Shido's gonna do something stupid like walk into enemy territory by himself with no protection, he has to do something this drastic. The pain's so sharp that I feel like my skin and muscles are burning. I back away with wobbly steps. I can't even flee. All my remaining strength is sapped, and it's all I can do to remain on my feet.
外したか。さっき抑えきれなかった私の落ち度か。 とっさに反応したお前の起点か。まあ、どちらでも構わないが。
Oh, Hojistaka. Archer walks toward me with a sword covered in my blood. I'll be killed. My instinct is that I'm going to die and feel my feet struggle to move. Temple's exit. I stagger towards the stairs beyond the mountain gate and retreat back. He must know that this is a fatal wound. His steps are unhurried. Everything is going fuzzy. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't even recall while I'm fleeing or what I was cut with to begin with. Feels like my thoughts and memory are following the blood dripping from my body. Maybe I'm still conscious because of the sword he's holding. The white short sword. The plain blade holds my attention and keeps me from closing my eyes. But it comes to an end. The mountain gate is right behind me. The stairs are right there, but I can't even turn around. The moment I do, I'm sure Archer will split me in two.
最後だ。戦う意義のないエミヤ四郎はここで死ね。
He raises his blade. The white yin sword raised like a guillotine.
戦う意義だって。
You mean you need a reason to fight?
そうだ。自分のためではなく、誰かのために戦うなど、ただの偽善だ。お前が望むものは勝利ではなく平和だろう。
That is a fucking dope ass banger of a line. It is hypocrisy for you to fight for someone else and not yourself. You only wish for peace, not victory. Fucking banger.
そんなもの、この世のどこにもありはしないというのにな。
Even as my consciousness fades, I feel defiant. But both my body and mind are at their limit.
さらばだ。理想を抱いて溺死しろ。
His voice is filled with hatred. He swings the yin sword Bakuya. I almost said Byakuya, like Byakuya Kuchiki. Once more, the sword slashes at me, this time to sever my very life. Right before that, with only the thought of defying his words, I jump backwards without thinking of the consequences. His sword cuts thin air, and my body flies through the air. That's a really awkward sentence. The bottomless darkness is behind me. With a horrible sound, my body crashes into the stonework. Then it rolls down the mountain stairs. I hear an unfamiliar voice near me. Also hear a familiar voice. My vision is almost gone. I attempt to lift my body, but can only collapse in the heap back to earth.
シロ、しっかり。おのれ、ここまでの傷を負わせて、なお階段から叩き落としたのか。
Is that Saber? Saber supports my body and speaks with urgency. That's bad. I don't know their identity, but there's one other unknown servant nearby. If he's tending to me, it leaves her wide open for attack.
黙って。まだ間に合います。シロの回復量なら、このまますぐに帰還すれば。
She must have realized mid-sentence. She looks back at the servant behind her.
アサシン、なぜ私を撃たなかった？
Assassins about that action?
それこそ無粋。刹那の花を摘むことなど誰にもできぬ。
Assassin's cool too. Saber tilts her head, unable to grasp the enemy's true intentions. He just wants a cool fight. He just wants to beat another swordsman.
何？その横顔に見とれただけよ。果たし合う顔も良かったが、今の張り詰めようも捨てがたくてな。ついめでてしまったのだ。
Is that a kimono? The servant dressed in her. How do you even pronounce that? Synchronistically? Alright, Google, help me out. What the fuck?
belonging to a period other than being portrayed.
Anachronistic.
Anachronistic. The servant dressed anachronistically turns his back towards us. Also, why did Google give me a child voice? What the fuck was that?
Anachronistic.
Doesn't that sound like a fucking 12-year-old? The hell, Google?
今宵はこれで十分。立ち去るがいい、セイバー。
私たちを見逃すというのか、アサシン。
そうだ。この続き、いずれ果たすというのなら見逃そう。今のお前では満足な戦いは望めまい。私とてそれは惜しい。
Saber glares at Assassin. And Assassin stares calmly at Saber. They stare down lasts for a few seconds.
わかりました、アサシン。あなたとの決着は必ず。
良い返事だ。期待しているぞ、騎士王よ。
Saber takes me in her arms and heads down the stairs. However, I see the knight in red following us from the mountain gate, determined not to let me go.
アーチャー。
Saber says in wonder. He said that he kills when he can ensure it. If he's a man of his word, he can't let me leave here alive. If he swings a sword trying to kill me, I'm sure he will do whatever he can to kill me now. Red cloak flutters like a feather. It doesn't matter whether Saber is here or not. Archer jumps down and slashes his sword at me. Swords clash. I counterattack like a flash of light. The intercepting blade parries Archer's sword, then makes for his neck as he hangs in midair. Archer twists his body and lands. The knight in red is blocked by the servant in a kimono and cannot pass down the stairs. Archer readies his twin swords and faces the assassin-class servant. With that in front of him, Assassin adjusts his hold on the sword as if nothing happened.
それはこちらのセリフだ。貴様こそ見逃すといった私の邪魔をするつもりか?
Damn, everyone's cool. I'm not really sure. I thought his intention was to fuck up Shido so that Shido would stop trying to get himself killed. But now I'm not really sure what his intentions are. Assassin, however, is like, nah, I'll let you go. His voice is oddly pleasant. I don't know what his goal is, but he really intends to let us leave.
加えて、私の役割はここの門番だ。生きては倒産し、生きては返さん。行きは見逃したが、帰りは別だ。いささか雅さにかける首だが、今宵はそれで収めるとしよう。
Oh, he's sick. He intends to go for the kill. Assassin's fighting spirit is as sharp as his longsword. There is no dominating presence like Archer or Saber where everything feels involved. His is a sharpened razor edge that precisely aims for the neck.
よく言った。セイバーに傷一つつけられなかったキャスターの手駒風情がこの俺と戦うと。
貴様こそあの女狐を驚かせようと送ったというのに、我が身可愛さで逃げ帰るとは失望したぞ。
The confrontation is short. Both parties demonstrate fantastical swordplay. Why are we still here? Captivated by what I see. To be honest, I can't even make out Assassin's sword technique. I'm not unused to swordplay, but I can't make heads or tails of it. It's too swift and deadly. The contrast is what makes me so fascinating. Dancing twin blades. Archer manages to defend himself against such inhuman ability, but his technique looks like something that even I can do someday. I don't like it, but you could say I'm impressed. He's fighting against Assassin's magical sword with techniques acquired by experience and sheer force rather than talent. Again, it's obvious that he's strong. It's a different strength of Kusaka or Saber. all the training he went through because he's not extraordinary. Actually, maybe the point was that if he was going to, yeah, actually, now that I think about it, we got directly in his way, so of course he intended to kill us. Shiro was gonna go stop Caster from doing shit. We got directly in the way of his plan, so of course he goes to kill us. That makes perfect sense now that I'm thinking about it. On top of the fact that he saved our life, if we're just gonna walk in and throw our life away, he might as well kill us. So, yeah, I guess to him, that makes perfect sense. I bet he didn't have any. So with his limited resources, he trained his heart out and got to that. Saber's voice brings me back to reality. You're basically spitting in his food, yeah. I wonder... It's funny that the autocorrect is to based. You're based spitting in his food. Yeah, fuck you. You leave Ryudo Temple with Saber carrying it. Assassin Archer's swordblade echoes behind his platforms. My wound is almost healed by the time we get back.
セイバーとつながってるからセイバーの治癒能力がついてきているんじゃない？
Sorry, a lot happened to make it marking down the time stamp. Now that we're out of the action. Tasaka's opinion might be correct, as my wound heals quickly when Saber's touching me.
それで一体何があったのですか、シロ?
Saber demands an explanation once we get to the dojo after treating my wound and getting changed, all without waking Fujini up. I do my best to summarize all the important points. How I was controlled by Caster and went up to the I almost said Casper like 4 times now. Caster and went up to the temple. The coma incidents happening in town and Caster's relation. That time I almost said cancer. Caster's relation to them. Archer who saved me when my command spells were about to be taken. And how Archer tried to kill me in the end. Saber seems to ponder something. I don't get why she would want to organize her thoughts since all this is happening in one night.
なるほど。では、アーチャーはキャスターを見逃したのですか？
はあ、見逃したさ。あいつは最低だ。いくら勝つためでも、キャスターみたいなやつを利用するだなんて。それじゃキャスターと何も変わらないじゃないか。
I'm not reading that out loud. Pisses me off when I think back to it. Damn it, I wish I'd gotten the hit on him. Then Saber has a weird expression on her face.
セイバー、なんでそこで笑うんだよ。
いいえ、シローが人の悪口を言うなんて珍しいと思いまして。まだ数日ほどしかシローを見ていませんが、あなたはそんな風に陰口を言う人ではないと分かっていましたから。
Now that she mentions it, I have been complaining a lot.
けどしょうがないだろ。アーチャーはそれだけのことを言ったんだ。あいつは何より相棒の遠坂をバカにしたんだぞ。
I don't think he made fun of her. He just noted her weakness.
そうですね。ですがシロー、一つ尋ねますが、シローはアーチャーの裏切りが許せないんです。
Typo, there's no space here. There's no space between thing, the period, and art. Typo.
どうも、あなたは彼に切りつけられたことを怒っているようには見えない。
No, she's right. Archer's actions would constitute betrayal. No, but that is...
それは違う。あいつは俺を裏切ったわけじゃない。初めからあいつとは何も約束していなかった。だからアーチャーが俺を襲ってもそれはありなんだと思う。
それはそうですが、まったくシローは不思議ですね。
But her tone has certain fondness to it.
結論から言うと、私もシローと同じです。キャスターは放置できませんが、アーチャーは非道ではないのでしょう。
ちょっと待て。 人の話のどこら辺を聞いてたんだよ、セイバー。
全てです。それを踏まえた上で、私も素人同意見だと言っています。加えて、彼の嫌疑は清流でした。心によこしまなものがないのでしょう。舞うような剣撃は、彼の人格を物語っていると思う。
What? I don't like it even more now. Something is wrong with Saber to compliment him. First of all, Archer's technique is... No, I was just being delusional. He's like yogurt that's about to expire compared to Saber.
何言ってんだ。あいつの剣なんて大したことない。不意打ちしたく
He
せに
didn't want to
俺一
kill
人
you.
殺し損ねたんだぞ。そんなんでよくサーバントを名乗れるってもんだ。
I'm still convinced he didn't want to kill him.
ええ。ですからシローも筋がいいのです。長く鍛えれば、アーチャーに届く技量になりましょう。
Alright. I can't object if she says so while making that face. Anyhow, Saber approves of Archer's technique. I don't know why, but I can't stand that fact.
セイバー、俺筋がいいって言ったな。
はい。長ずれば良い使い手となるでしょう。
決めた。なら傷が治り次第剣を教えてくれ。今までみたいな生き残るための鍛錬じゃなくて、戦う方法を教えてほしい。
I shake Saber's hand. Say what? As she look. I shake Saber's hand and look directly in her eyes.
あ、はい。シローがそういうのでしたら構いませんが。
Alright, I have no complaints if I can study under Saber. I can't repeat the same failure as tonight, and it's not like me to keep on running away. Most importantly, I can't lose to the guy who said he'd need more victims in order to reduce the total number of victims. I mean, I'm just very confident that Shiro just doesn't get it. And it sucks, but objectively, technically, Archer is correct. That said, I don't agree with that, and I'm along with Shiro. I don't agree with that. I'm along with Saber as well. As well as the fact that there probably is some other shit that you could be doing. When I come to my senses, I realize that I'm in a fantastical place. Like, Archer's like, we'll just use Caster and let Caster defeat Berserker. But, like, you haven't done all that you could to stop him. So, like, it's not like you can't save anybody else. You're just not. An endless barren land as far as the eye can see. This is not, like, I'm trying to organize my thoughts. It's like, he hasn't done all he could in order to prevent losses. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of an example. It would be like if you tried to make food for yourself, like you cooked a grilled cheese or some shit, and then you burnt the grilled cheese and go, "Whoop, I can't cook," and then order takeout. It's like that. Actually, to be even more accurate, it would be like if you started cooking grilled cheese, realized that you were going to burn it, stopped, and then said, "Oh, fuck it, I'll just order takeout." That's what it'd be more like. It's weird. Like, cutting your losses is one thing, but cutting your losses before you've done everything you could is a different thing. The unceasing wind blows golden sand into my eyes. That didn't sound good. You should probably go to a doctor for that. There I stand, my mind blank amidst it all. I feel no reason for confusion or panic. I know the scenery. I've had a dream of this before, so this must also be a dream. I'm lucid enough to simply wait for the end. The fuck was that? A strange feeling suddenly runs up my arm. The sound of metal clanking. When I roll up my sleeve, there's... Oh hey, that's the thing that stopped us from dying in the other way. In the other timeline. My arm is now made of blades. I jump up from my bed. Before I realize that I'm in my room, I check my right arm. It's fine. My right arm is normal. It doesn't feel hard like metal, nor has it become blades.
夢だよな。
I sigh in relief. I don't know why I had a dream like that, but it might also have to do with the fact that I made a contract with Saber.
機会があったら遠坂に聞いてみるか。と、それより朝飯の支度をしないと。
It's before 6 a.m. Even though Sakura isn't here starting from today, there's still Saber and Fujini. It's late to start preparing breakfast for the three of us even now. I make my way to the living room, trying not to make any sound. I pause and try to figure out how they're doing on the other side of the sliding door. I hear Fujini's restless snoring and Saber is even breathing. My guard must have gone down as thoughts of what it must look like in there filter in. On my blushing face with my hands and breathe in the cold air from outside. I shake my head and walk away. But I don't think it's good for my mental health to have girls sleeping under the same roof as me after all. You had no problem in the other fucking timeline.
それじゃ先に行くけど、一人だからって遅刻してダメよ。
はいはい。藤音こそ朝のお勤め頑張ってくれ。
うん、ありがとね。シロ、朝ごはん美味しかったよ。
Fujini bows and heads to school.
さて。
There's still 30 minutes. I'm already done cleaning up, so I should fulfill yesterday's agreement. The wounds from my slash at my shoulder and from when I fell down the stairs have completely healed. On top of that, I have some time, so I train with Saber first thing in the morning. The sound of our practice swords echo. The clashing of bamboo makes a pleasant sound. Learning by watching others cannot be underestimated. Just picturing an example before I grip my sword makes it a lot lighter and easier to use. This is true. I mean, a lot of people are visual learners, so I don't think I have to explain that. But seeing someone else do something makes it a little bit easier for you to comprehend and do something. As usual, Saber repels my attacks without losing her breath. But is something wrong with her this morning? Until yesterday, I would have lost my consciousness the moment I got parried. I'm able to manage her counterattacks today. When I say manage, I mean I can avoid the worst case scenario where my vision goes completely away, even if her counterattacks are still effective. I put down my bamboo sword and breathe out the heat built in my lungs. The clock is already pointing at 8 a.m. Before I knew it, an hour had passed since I started training with Saber. So my body was able to react better to Saber's sword, and probably also because she didn't seem to have it in her today. It's easy to get carried away and lose track of time.
いい汗かいた。けど、セイバー、今朝はどうしたんだ？なんか昨日に比べて厳しさを感じなかったけど。
そのようなことはありません。私は昨日と同じように打ち合いました。それを軽く感じたのは、シロの技量が上がっているからです。
Yeah, Saber doesn't have the excuse of liking us this time, so that might actually be true.
技量が上がってるって、俺の？
Saber nods. Well, it doesn't seem like flattery, and Saber isn't the type to say those kinds of things to start with.
それは本当に？
驚きました。シロの技量は昨日とは別人です。
そうかな。いや、そんなことはないだろう。単にセイバーの調子が悪かっただけだ。昨日の今日で腕前が上がったりしたら、市販代は商売上がったりじゃないか。
それは同感ですが、そうですね。具体的に言うと、型に無駄がなくなりました。シロはもともと体は出来上がっていますから、適した剣筋を身につければ、それだけで一段階上の剣士になれるのです。
型に無駄がなくなった。
Come to think of it, my body did move well this morning. It seemed as though my sword parried Saber's on its own, even though I couldn't consciously react to it.
単にあいつの真似をしただけなんだけど。
やはりそうでしたか。私に指示すると言っておいて、アーチャーの剣筋を手本にしたわけですね、シローは。
うわ、やっぱりわかるのか、そういうの。
当然です。もともとシローには基本となる型がありませんでしたから。それに筋が一つ通れば、誰が見てもわかります。
いや、セイバーをないがしろにしたわけじゃないんだ。ただ昨日はずっとあいつといたから頭にこびりついたっていうか。
いいえ、私に断らずとも結構です。シローが強くなる分には私も文句はありませんから。
What's with that obviously dissatisfied face?
だからすまなかったって。それにな、セイバーを手本にするって言っても俺にはセイバーがどうやって反撃してくるのか見えないんだぞ。体格も違うし手本にするのは無理があるだろ
う。なかなかに正論です。では私はあくまであなたの練習相手ということですね。
I feel like I dug myself into a deeper hole.
いい、この件について追求するのはやめよ
う。This is not a solution either.
とにかく少しは俺だって戦えるようになったってのは確かなんだから。
何を言うのです。確かにシローの技量は上がりましたが、それはあくまで最低限戦えるというレベルです。私やアーチャー、バーサーカーと向き合えるものではないのですから、間違っても単独で戦闘など挑まないでください。
Saber is firm. It feels like a mentor reprimanding their cocky student, which makes me break into a smile. Well, having such a cute mentor is oddly amusing. I get to school over an hour late. The hallway is crowded with students between classes. Seems like 2C is also finished just now as many familiar faces file out.
よ、お疲れ。なんか知らねえけど、タイガー怒ってたぜ。4次元目は覚悟しとけとさ。
Alright. As far as the recording goes, this is going to be the end of it. Twitch stream don't go anywhere because we are continuing. But this seems like a good place for the recording to stop to start a new part and for me to take a break. So hit the like button, subscribe, and wait for the next part because it's probably coming out the same day. It might even be up by the time you're watching this. Hit the like button before you hit the next part though. I think that's it. Okay, Twitch chat don't go anywhere. Bye.